Good morning, candidates. This is for Federal Bank interview, NAPFID, IIFCL interview, and also for CBI ZBO. There has been changes in the priority sector lending. So I am telling you the important points. Priority sector are those sectors which the Government of India and Reserve Bank of India consider as important for achieving sustainable development goals of the country. It enables better credit penetration in credit deficient areas, increased lending to small and marginal farmers and weaker sections, boost credit to renewable energy and health infrastructure and allied sectors that need credit boost. The categories under priority sector are as follows: agriculture, micro, small, medium enterprises, export credit, education, housing, social infrastructure, renewable energy, others. Now, here details are given herein. Total priority sector, domestic commercial banks and excluding RRBs and small finance banks, they should make 40% of adjusted net bank credit. Foreign banks with less than 20 branches, 40% of ANBC, and whichever is higher. Yeah. Regional rural banks 75%, small finance banks 75%. Now coming to different sectors, under agriculture, domestic commercial banks, that is our scheduled commercial banks, they must make 18% to agriculture, out of which 14% is for non-corporate farmers. Out of the 14%, 10% for small and marginal farmers. For agriculture, there is no separate allocation in the case of foreign banks with less than 20 branches. For RRBs, 18%. Small finance banks also 18%. Micro enterprises, scheduled commercial banks 7.5%. And foreign banks less than 20 branches not applicable. And regional rural bank 7.5 and also small finance bank 7.5. Then advanced to weaker sections, commercial banks 12, for the foreign banks not applicable. Then regional rural banks 15%, small finance banks 12%. Then priority sector lending targets for UCB, total PSL 60%, micro enterprise 7.5, advances to weaker sections 12%. Housing for category and limit priority sector. Education 25 lakh per borrower is considered as priority sector. Previously it was 20 lakh. Housing and housing repair category and loan limit. Centers with a population of 50 lakh and above, loan limit can be 50 lakhs and per loan limits can be 50 lakhs. And maximum cost of construction of the dwelling unit should be 63 lakhs. I think 15 lakhs is for the repairs, housing repair. Centers with a population of 10 lakh and above, but below 50 lakh, 45 lakhs and 12 lakhs for repair. Maximum dwelling cost should be 57 lakh. Then centers with a population below 10 lakh, 35 lakh, and that is loan limit. And the repair ke liye 10 lakhs. Cost of maximum cost of dwelling unit 44 lakh. Social infrastructure, school or drinking water facilities, sanitation, 8 crore per borrower. Social infrastructure, building healthcare facilities, including Ayushman Bharat healthcare building in Tier 2 and Tier 2 to 6 cities, 12 crore per borrower. Renewable energy, solar based, biomass based, power generated, windmills, micro hydel plants, street lighting systems and remote village electrification, 35 crore per borrower. For individual households, 10 lakh per borrower. Startup engaged in agriculture and allied services. Startup engaged in MSME, 50 crore per borrower. Loans for food and agro processing, 100 crore per borrower. Then farm credit to individual farmers, 90 lakh against NWR or ENWR, 60 lakh other than NWR, other than ENWR. NWR means negotiable warehouse receipt. ENWR means electronic negotiable warehouse receipt. Farm credit to corporate or FPO, 4 crore per borrower or entity. Then traditional plantation, horticulture and allied activities. Then 4 crore against pledge hypothecation of crop produced for a period not exceeding 12 months against NWRs, ENWRs. 2.5 crore other than NWR and ENWR. 10 crore per borrowing entity to FPOs and FPCs undertaking farming with assured marketing of their product at a predetermined price. Agriculture infrastructure, 100 crore per borrower. Then bank loans to NBFCs for on lending. Bank credit to NBFCs other than financial institutions. Mutual funds institutions for on lending will be eligible for classification priority sector. Agriculture up to 10 lakh per borrower in respect of term lending component. Micro small up to 20 lakh per borrower. That is banks giving loan to NBFCs. Not applicable to RRBs, UCBs, SFBs and LABs also. Bank loans to HFCs for on lending, bank credit to housing finance companies approved by NHB for their refinance will be eligible for classification up to 20 lakh per borrower under housing category. Bank shall maintain necessary borrower-wise details of the underlying portfolio. This is not applicable for RRBs, small finance banks, and local area banks. Note cap on lending. Bank credit to NBFCs, including HFCs for on lending applicable, will be eligible for PSL classification up to overall limit of 5% of individual banks' total priority sector lending of, of the previous financial year. Adjustments for weights in PSL achievement to address regional disparities in the flow of priority sector credit district level. It has been decided to rank districts on the basis of per capita credit flow to priority sector loan. From financial year 24 or 25 onwards, higher growth 125% would be assigned to incremental priority sector credit in the identified districts where the credit flow is comparatively lower. Per capita PSL less than rupees 9,000. A lower weight, 90% would be assigned for incremental priority sector credit in the identified districts where the credit flow is comparatively higher. The districts other than those mentioned in Annex 1A, 1B will continue to have existing weightage of 100%. So this is what it is. These are the latest changes that have been given. I think this must be sufficient for interview purposes. If, however, you need more, you can always get from Reserve Bank of India master guidelines for priority sector loans. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.